Hello students, today we shall start the concept of economic reforms. First of all, we have to start the introduction. Since independence, India followed the mixed economic system, which is a combination of both market economic as well as the socialistic, that is a government economy. But in reality, the public sector dominated the control and regulation of our economy, and private sector was ignored here. So there was a huge investment in the public sector and very low investment in the private sector. So the dominance of the public sector for about 4 decades led to establishment of various rules and laws which hampered the process of growth and development. So, if we talk about the meaning of the economic reforms, the meaning means economic reforms refers to a set of stabilization and the structural adjustment measures started from July 1991 in a response to emerging economic crisis is termed as NEP, that is the new economic policies or new economic reforms. So, new economic reform refers to a set of economic policies directed to accelerate the pace of growth and development. So, it refers to the fundamental changes that were launched in 1991 with the plan of liberalizing the economy and the economy to quicken its rate of economic growth. In 1991, the Narasimha Rao government started the economic reforms in order to rebuild internal and external faith in the Indian economy. So the reform intend bringing in larger cooperation of the private sector in the growth method of the Indian economy. So policy changes were proposed with regards to technology upgradations, like industrial licensing, removals of restriction on the private sector, as well as the foreign investment and foreign trade. So put it in other words, economic reforms normally indicates deregulation or at times to decrease the size of government to eliminate deformities caused by the management of the presence of administration rather than current or raised regular or government plans to listen prevision created by the market failures. Now we discuss the different needs, or we have to say different reasons or causes behind economic reforms. Yeah, why we need the economic reforms. So students, the economic condition of India in the year 1991 was very miserable. So it was due to cumulative effects of number of reasons we need or we demand economic reforms. So there are different needs, there are different reasons or causes behind economic reforms. First reason or causes is the poor performance of public sector, and second one is the deficit balance of payment, third is the inflationary pressure, and fourth one is a fall in foreign exchange reserve, fifth is huge burden of debt, and the last one is the inefficient management. Now we have to discuss one by one here. So first reason behind the economic reforms or causes behind the economic reform is poor performance of public sector. Students in the 40 years periods, that is from 1951 to 90, public sector was in an important role to work for the economic development of India. So however, except for few public enterprises, the overall performance was very disappointing. So considering the huge incurred by a good number of public sector enterprises, the government recognized the need for making necessary reforms. So, if we talk about the public sector was an important role in the development policies during the 1951 to 1990s. So, they were incurring huge losses because of insufficient and inefficient managements. Now we discuss the second reason or causes behind the economic reform, that is the deficit balance of BOP. That is the deficit BOP is means deficit balance of payment. So deficit in BOP arises when foreign payment for import exceeds foreign receipts from export. Even after imposing heavy tariffs or taxes and fixing quotas, there was a sharp increase in imports. But on the other hand, there was a slow growth of export due to low qualities and high prices of Indian goods in the international market. So we have to also say कि import grew at a very high rate without matching the growth of export. So government could not restrict import even after imposing heavy taxes or tariffs or fixing quotas. On the other hand, we have to say export were very less due to low quality and high prices of our goods as compared to foreign goods. And the third reason or causes behind economic reform is the inflationary pressure. Student, there was a consistent increase in the general price level in the economy due to increase in the money supply and shortage of essential goods or commodities. So there was a consistent, we have to say ki money supply was increased owing to borrowing by the government cope with the fiscal deficits. So government borrow again and again. So we have to control. So inflationary pressure leads to control inflation. A new sets of policies were required to control the situation of inflationary or excess demand, or we have to say inflationary pressure. So this was the reason behind the economic reforms also. And another reason behind economic reform is the fall in foreign exchange reserve. Foreign exchange reserves, which government generally maintains to import petrol and other important items, dropped to level that were not sufficient for even a fortnight. So the government was not able to repay its borrowing from the abroad. So this situation becomes so grave that the government had to mortgage country's gold reserve with the World Bank to discharge its debt obligations. Or we have to say, in 1991, foreign exchange reserves fell to the lowest level and it led to foreign exchange crisis in the country. So foreign exchange reserves declined to a level that was not adequate. So to finance imports for more than 2 weeks and to pay the interest that needs to be paid to the international lenders. This was also the reason or causes behind the economic reforms. And another causes or reason behind economic reforms is the huge burden of debt. Students' government expenditure on various development works was more than its revenue from taxation, etc. So, as a result, the government borrow money from banks, publics, international financial institutions like IMF, International Monetary Funds, etc. So, higher fiscal deficit indicates poor financial health of the economy and triggers inflations. So, the expenditure of the government here was much higher than the revenue. As a result, government had to borrow money from the banks, public and from the international financial institutions. And the next and the last causes or reason behind the economic reforms is inefficient management. Government was not able to generate sufficient revenue from internal sources, so the government expenditure was large enough than its revenue. It means here the government expenditure exceeds than its revenue, which create the problem of inefficient managements. So borrowing were done to fulfillment consumption needs. So government have to borrow more and more to fulfill the consumption needs. Or we have to say the origin of the financial crisis can be traced from the inefficient management of the Indian economy. So the government was not able to generate sufficient revenue from the internal sources such as taxations, running of public sector enterprises, etc. So the government was not able to generate sufficient revenue from internal sources such as taxation, running of public sector enterprises, etc. Government expenditure evenly began to exceed its revenue by such large margins that it become unsustainable. And the last is at the times the foreign exchange borrow from the other countries and the international financial institution was spent on meeting consumption needs. I hope you have understand the concept of meaning as well as the reason or causes behind the economic reforms. Thank you students and have a nice day.